of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning,
top of the morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy Juan Gotti here with yet another episode of Top of the Morning Show, episode number 5. And yes, let me do another time check and day check for you all. It is January 22nd, 9:03 a.m. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Raise your hand, comment down below if you already know what I'm about to say. It is January 2nd. And guess what? Your Washington Commanders is still playing football, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Again, it is not September 22nd. It is January 22nd. And your Washington Commanders is playing football. Let me go get myself in the frame. There go that beautiful face of Juan Gotti. Man, I still can't believe it. It is still insane to me that our Washington Commanders are, in fact, still playing football January 22nd. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy? Now, we got a good show lined up for you guys today, as we got to close the chapter on the Detroit Lions, and we got to close it off in a toxic fashion. Yes, I was hoping and praying for Dyami Brown to drag like he indeed did. He, in fact, dragged on wide receiver Amon St. Brown after the game versus the Lions. So we got to discuss that because we know the message and the comments that Amon St. Brown said about Dyami Brown prior to him actually having a good game. Then we got to talk about these Eagles fans, because some teams just does not learn. They do not learn not to talk trash to JD5 and the Washington Commanders. The Bucks fans ain't learned. The Lions fans damn sure didn't learn until after. And now Eagles fans talking crazy. It's even their former players. I have a whole video dropping on that at 12:45 p.m. But even their former players are in on it. And part of me wants to say, okay, I understand it is a rivalry. It's a division opponent. So I get sort of it, but it's like what he's saying is insane. And then last but not least, little bit sadness that we got to talk about, man. Our assistant GM, Lance Newmark, is all but gone. Literally, he's good as gone. Is that the saying? Is that the correct saying you should say right there? He's good as gone instead of all but gone. You get what I'm trying to say. He's good as gone. And it definitely stings. It stings because it doesn't directly impact us in a sense, because obviously Adam Peters is the guy, the main GM. So I'm sure he has another connection down the line of guys that he could get, for to replace like a Lance Newmark and stuff like that. But just to see like all the originators of this turnaround starting to fall, it definitely sucks, because of course you want to see them do great, but I want to keep this thing as normal as possible for as long as I can, because I'm not gonna say I'm afraid to mess it up, but bruh, we almost have a chance to go to the Super Bowl in year one, and I want everybody that plays a factor into it. Jay and Daniels, the players, Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, Lance Newmark, the water boys. I don't know what kind of water they're using, but keep the same kind of water. You know what I'm saying? I want the athletic crew. I want everybody, the cameraman, social media team. Nobody switches it up. Everybody stays there. And unfortunately, when success starts to come to your organization, this is the normal outcome of that. That is going to be obviously people and other organizations that are at the rock bottom that wants to rebuild their organization wants to pull from yours and obviously get it to where you are at. So that's understandable. And honestly speaking, right, man, it just feels right. Not just because I'm a diehard Washington Redskins football team Commanders fan all my life, but it just seems right. Anytime you ask any older fan, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's a fan of the NFL and that are older fans, they won't hesitate to tell you the NFL seems right, or it seems to be at normal when the Washington Redskins football team Commanders are good, because we were the gold standard. We were the top organization at one point. And again, we're not in a small city, you know, no disrespect to like Nashville or Tennessee, not like that. Good shout out to them, but like that's kind of a small city in the sense of, you know, America. Now, like region wise, obviously the DMV is small, you know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, we are a big city in the sense of it's Washington, D.C. You know what I'm saying? We know what goes on in Washington, D.C. or the surrounding areas in VA and in Maryland. Like, you know, like we are a big city, big area in a small region, but you know what it is. And people will always tell you, like, when the Washington Commanders are good, like that just feels right. They deserve to be good, just like, you know, the Packers and the Bears and all these original teams in the sense that's been around and that you probably grew up on that when they were good. So it just feels different when they're not. And Lance Newmark has a hand in that, and I'm hoping that he goes to, you know, New York and he's successful alongside Aaron Glenn. Because, of course, I'm all about, you know, getting things right and putting people in a position to boss up and level up. Obviously, that's the case. But it's a bitter pill to swallow because you want to keep your squad together as long as possible. Yes, damn it, you right. Juan Gotti, Washington Commanders fan, is being stingy. You dang right I am, because I want to keep my guys together as long as possible. But in all seriousness, though, man, it just goes to show you how good of a turnaround this has been. Just like Adam Peters, and maybe I don't even know, but this is just me taking a shot and saying it. Maybe Lance Newmark has waited for a general manager position longer than Adam Peters. I could be wrong about that, but I heard before he got to Washington, he was there in Detroit for like 20 plus years. So maybe it's just a chance in which he probably doesn't want to leave, but he's like, hey, look, man, I waited for this opportunity. I don't know if it's going to come around again. I got to jump on it. Similar to next guy I want to talk about in Joe Witt Jr. Like, Joe Witt Jr. ultimately may not get a head coaching job this season, but the fact that he's interviewing for head coaching jobs already speaks volume to how good he is as a defensive coordinator, how good of a turnaround overall this team is having. And there's no doubt in my mind, Joe Witt Jr. is a leader of men. If you hear how he talks in his press conference, you will get that as soon as possible. That this guy, he gets it. He's a leader of men, and he's a damn good play caller. And he's not going to BS you. You know, he falls in that same kind of line of Dan Campbell, Dan Quinn. These guys that hold your players accountable, love your players, but actually going to actually coach them. And it wouldn't shock me if Joe Witt Jr. was a head coach next season. Like, simply put, these guys are working their tail off, man. And as much as I want to keep these guys together for the long haul, it just simply not going to happen, because that's the reality of a good organization. Is people are going to want to pull from your team, and it's going to want to be, you know, build their organization like yours. So shout out to Lance Newmark, you know what I'm saying, for getting the job there in New York. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he's successful in all his endeavors there in New York, because obviously we know that organization is just like our former organization, in which we say they need it badly. So let's go ahead and take a couple seconds to celebrate Lance Newmark on his potential new journey. Wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he goes over there in New Jersey, New York, and turn that organization around because they desperately need it. What are they going to do? Are they going to keep Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. Aaron Glenn, defensive-minded head coach, yet again. Woody Johnson seems to love a defensive-minded head coach. So we'll see what they do, but they got our guy Lance Newmark. He's all but gone. One and done here in Washington. It's going to be interesting to see who we get to fulfill that assistant GM role. Are we going to bring in somebody new? That's what I really think we're going to do, though, guys. Like it wouldn't shock me if we did promote from within. But at the same time, I feel like Adam Peters is such a good dude, and he has such good eye for talent, and he has a bunch of guys that I'm sure that he could easily find like new guys that could be in that position right away. Like obviously Lance Newmark leaving, so maybe you could say bring up Brandon Solsna, or you know what I'm saying, maybe Doug Williams. Maybe I don't know if Doug Williams want to become a assistant GM. I always found it weird. Not like that. Not that I didn't know what Doug Williams necessarily did for the team. I knew he played an important factor into the front office because it's like ain't no alumni gonna want to just be around, especially around this organization in which it's trash. You know what I'm saying at the time. So obviously we know that he had an important role in the organization, but his role specifically is senior advisor to the general manager. So if he's the senior advisor to the general manager, doesn't that almost make him like his right-hand man, or does that make him kind of higher than? I don't think it's nothing higher than the general manager. Obviously stands for the owner, but that just screams like, hey, look, I'm his right-hand man. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Doug Williams is the guy you promote, but I don't know, man. I feel like Doug's been in that position for multiple regimes and for a while now that I don't necessarily know if that's something that they're interested in doing. Maybe you go Martin Mayhew. I don't even know. I was like, again, not that I forgot, you know what I'm saying, but there was a time last year where I wasn't here. I was gone for a couple months, as we know. So I thought, Marty Herney and all those guys were going to be gone. So I had to remember Mark Mayhew was still here. And his role as senior personnel executive advisor to the GM. Like when I saw him hug or dap up Mark Mayhew, I was like, hey, that's Mark Mayhew right there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just crazy. But senior personnel executive advisor to the GM. So maybe you bring up Mark Mayhew. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see because, again, that is a void that you have to fill. I mean, I don't necessarily know. I don't know the structures of how it is. Like, I don't know if you have to have an assistant GM. I would almost assume so, but I'm not sure if you have to have an assistant GM. But AP strikes me as a guy that wants to get not his homeboys in, but like he has so many connections and he's such a good dude around the league that we are going to be able to replace a guy like Lance Newmark, who was good here. But obviously he's seeking better opportunity, so we got to go find somebody to replace him. Let me know what you guys think about that topic down below in the comment section. Again, Washington Commanders assistant GM, that is, Lance Newmark, is leaving the Washington Commanders to pursue a better opportunity in New York to become their general manager as they are trying to turn around that franchise into winning times. Again, I'm happy for Lance Newmark. There's nothing wrong with this move. It definitely sucks a little bit because as a Washington Commanders fan, I'm very superstitious. So I want to keep everybody together that's a part of this success because clearly you have a factor in it. And the fact that he's leaving sucks for that specific reason. But if I'm not speaking from a selfish standpoint and a realistic standpoint, in a sense, I'm happy for him, man. And this is just the beginning, though, y'all. Prepare. This is just the beginning of when your team is good, okay? Your team is good. They are going to want to foul your team in. They're going to want to pick from your team and take from your team because your organization is now looked at as the gold standard. So just get prepared. It's going to be coaches galore leaving if we're continuing the success. And this is just the beginning. Front office people leaving, stuff like that. So we got to be prepared for this being the new wave. Now, the next topic that I want to take a time out to talk about before we get into it, though, let me go ahead and knock off these comments. Morning, Juan. What's going on, Philip B? How you doing, Philip B? Appreciate you for stopping by, listening to Top of the Morning Show. My guy, Philip B, always holding it down, kind of like my right-hand man in this game. Shout out to you. Dominique Sally, my guy, Dominique Sally. What's going on, Dominique Sally? He says, yo, appreciate the $2 super chat, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to your Panthers. Hopefully your Panthers get it right. I believe they will. And Bryce Young, you should trust. Tone. He says, yes, sir. Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Tone, appreciate you for stopping by listening to Top of the Morning Show. It is currently 9:17 a.m. 1/22/2025. It is a Wednesday morning. Half of the week. It's almost there. 2 more days to go in the work week. And then we get inch closer to the Washington Commanders getting the NFC Championship game on the line. She hates me, says double thumbs. What's up? She hates me. Appreciate you for stopping by, listening to the Top of the Morning Show. Why does she hate you, though? That's the question that I want to know. Why does she hate you? Isn't that what y'all want to know? Why does she hate him? You know what I'm saying? She hates me. Why does she hate you? Nah. Oh, seriously, appreciate you for stopping by. Dewan, he says Washington Commanders will beat Philadelphia Eagles. Sure. 2025. Yes, sir. That's exactly how I'm feeling. That's exactly the motivation that I feel. That's the confidence I feel. I do think Washington is going to march into the Lincoln Financial Field and beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship and punch their ticket to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1991. The Washington Commanders are clearly battle tested. They went on the road twice into the 6th seed, or excuse me, the 4th seed. The 3 seed. Sorry. The three-seeded Bucks went in there, won. Then the first seed Lions go in there, ruckus crowd, and knock them off. Like, it's so crazy to me. Like, not that I still didn't expect to be the underdogs, but again, as people often say, the goalpost is steady moving for the Washington Commanders. Like, no one wants to just say, hey, Washington might really be that team. Like, granted, you have some people that's saying that, but you also have some people that's like, there's no way in hell they beat the Eagles. You look at the picks, all but one person picked the Washington Commanders again this week. Like, the goalpost steady moves, man, and it's just like, man, like, if the Eagles would have beat the number 1 seed, or I feel like if any other team would have beat the number 1 seed, they would have been like, man, that's just this good of a team, man, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, if they still feel as though it's luck. So it's only one thing to do to continue to prove them wrong, and that's continuing to win, man. We got to go out there in Philly and make it 3 in a row. The only team in the playoffs to win on the road. We got to make it 3-0. And shoot, even 4-0, because I don't know how the home and away works in the Super Bowl, but I would assume it goes to the higher seed. And then if it's like both number 1 seeds making it to the Super Bowl, then it probably goes off of who had home last year. I don't know how that works, but hey, we're just gonna count that as an away game as well. So we need to go 4-0 on the road, man, and win the Super Bowl, man. And we're very possible, very capable of making history. And I hope the NFL gods allow us to make history, man. Split, he says, what's good, Juan? What's good, Split? How you? Appreciate you for stopping by, listening to the top of the morning show. Bernard, what's going on, B? How you feeling, man? He says, morning, Juan, morning, bro. Appreciate you for listening to top of the morning show. Dwan Bostic, he says, Washington Commanders will beat Philadelphia Eagles. Sure, thumbs up. Add more thumbs up. That's what I'm talking about. More thumbs up, meaning more confidence heading into this game. Shout out to you. Philip B says, we got snow in Florida. That means all those haters saying we got snowball chance in hell winning the game eats crow this weekend. You dang on right. See, I that's the video I'm dropping at 12:45. You got Eagles fan, former Eagles players, what's his name, Joyner or something like that. I was about to call him LaMarcus Joyner, which I know about LaMarcus Joyner. Y'all youngins out there. Nah, I'm just playing. But I was about to call him LaMarcus Joyner. But Seth Joyner, he was talking greasy, man. Greasy. Shout out to you, though, man. I hope you stay safe out there, man. It's snowing in Florida, though. Like, what's going on with the world, man? I never thought in my life it would snow in Florida. You know what I'm saying? I know this probably happened before, but like it's just like when you think of Florida, you don't think of snow. When you think of Houston, you don't think of snow. When you think of Atlanta, I guess it's normal for it to snow in ATL, but like that's just south. So like I just think of like hot. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think of snow for the fact snow is more so left for this area, you know. And even when it's snow in Maryland, like it don't shock me, but it's just like dang, like snow, like because it's like I don't know, like I think of snow for more northern, and then like just straight heat for the south, you know. I don't really think of the south getting snow, but hey man, hopefully you know everything goes well out there, and it ain't too crazy out there in Florida, man. She hates me, says, cuz I ain't going, Juan, just like the skins. Okay then. Okay then. She hates me. He says she hates him because he's not going. Alright. Okay. Dwan says, "Rip Philadelphia Eagles. Hey, we gotta take care of business, man. We gotta stand on business, man. We really, really do. We got to. Gotta finish the job, man," in my Kobe voice. Donnell J says, "I just put my little brother on to your YouTube channel, bro. He's a big-time Washington fan. I saw Rio on his TV and asked if he knew about your channel." Hey, thank you so much, Donnell J, for the shout out and putting your little bro onto my channel. Thank you, little bro, for checking me out and giving me a chance. My name's Juan Gotti. I've been talking about the Washington Commanders, Redskins for 5 years, bro. I started 2019 when we were so trash. Dwayne Haskins was our quarterback. May God rest his soul. And I put all my faith into D Hask, man. So you won't regret it, man. Great quality content. And obviously, from one Commanders fan to another, let's beat Philly. Shout out to you, Donald J. Thank you so much for putting them onto my channel. And appreciate you, Brody. She hates me, says, all out on the run will be just fine if we can contain the run just a bit. And if you guys are just filing in, this is episode number 5, Top of the Morning Show resurgence. We haven't done it in over 2 years, but we're back on it consistently. Make sure you guys can comment. We're going to be on the comment section for the next couple of minutes, maybe till 9:30, or maybe till the last comment runs out is when we'll be in the comment section. So this is your time to get your name read on the show and your comment answered. Or you can also do a super chat. That is also an option as well. She asked me, says again, all out on the run. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Saquon Barkley is amazing. Like it's outstanding what he's done this season. But just think about it. Like the 2 times we played Saquon Barkley. The first time we played Saquon Barkley, he was pretty much bottled up the whole entire first half until the fourth quarter, where he had 2 big runs and pretty much sealed the victory for him. Then the second game we played him, he had a huge first quarter. Then after the first quarter, it wasn't that much. It wasn't that much that we gave up. So I say that to say, are we the only team that seems to kind of slow down Saquon Barkley? Like, think about it. Like, you're not going to stop him. He's just that good. Like, he is outstandingly good, bro. You're not stopping him. But if you look at our 2 matchups, he hasn't like just completely gashed us for 4 quarters like he's done certain teams. I mean, for God's sake, in the snow, he ran for 200 plus yards against the freaking Rams. So just how you can kind of say for their side, they're getting a third look at us. We're getting a third look at Saquon Barkley. Not too many teams this season can say that. No team can really say that but Washington. So I'm not saying we're going to shut down Saquon Barkley, because no, that's not the case. This team is known for giving it up. We just gave up 100 plus yards to Jahmyr Gibbs, who wasn't getting touched 12 yards down the field. First contact down the field was 12 yards. So I fully expect Washington's defense to give up running plays and good yards to Saquon Barkley. But for all 4 quarters, I don't know if that's going to be the case. I really don't, because again, the first 2 times we played him, he's had a really good first quarter. The last time we played him, a rush for over 100 yards in the first quarter. Then after that, it was pretty mid. Like it was some good pops here and there. And then the first time, he was bottled up the whole first half. And then in the fourth quarter, he had 2 big runs to seal the victory. So I say that to say, play our defense, man. I'm trusting Joe Witt. Whatever Joe Witt calls, whatever he feels is necessary, I'm rocking with him. Okay. I don't want to necessarily say sell out for the run or all out on the run, because they still have weapons on the outside that can hurt you. And even though I'm all for the make Jalen Hurts beat you, make him beat you from the pocket, and if he does that, then so be it. That's what I'm for. That's all I believe every single time we play Jalen Hurts. Make Jalen Hurts be the reason they win. Don't make it easy on the run game. But the reason you can't sell out for the run completely is because he gets through that first wave, man. It's sayonara. That's one. And then two, they still have some good weapons on the outside. Obviously, AJ Brown. Obviously, Devonta Smith. Like, they have guys that they can get the head ball to. Dallas Goedert. So I say that to say, just play our game, man. You know they're going to get theirs, but we got to just respond and get ours. We got to have a better offense. Defense is coming off of a game in which they played their best game. But the crazy thing about it is, right, you wouldn't think that because they gave up 31 points and they gave up 100 on the ground to Gibbs. But that's the thing. You balance it out. If you know Saquon Barkley is somebody that you cannot shut down and you cannot stop, well, you're going to have to make them pay in other ways. What is that? Make Jalen Hurts throw the ball. When he throws the ball, pick him off. Make him turn over. Get pressure on and knock the ball out your hands like you did to Jared Goff, literally. Like, we weren't stopping the Lions' offense completely with Jahmyr Gibbs and all the weapons that they got. They were getting big plays, but in the crucial moments in which the defense stepped up huge, that's what we need to do moving forward, because we don't have the talent completely on the defense to just say we can shut down the team. So cool, Saquon Barkley gets a nice 30-yard run. That's our next play. If he get it again, try to force the ball out, fumble. Try to make Jalen Hurts throw, make him fumble or throw an interception. Like we did versus the Lions. We came up with picks in key moments or turnovers in key moments, man. Dorrance Armstrong got it kicked off. There was 7-3 where he got the strip fumble, right? Right before the half, Mike Samberstill interception that would have changed the game. Even if it wasn't a touchdown, it would have changed the game because they would have went to halftime in one possession game if they would have kicked the field goal. But we got to pick in key moments, man. Turnovers and key moments. That's all we got to do to kind of balance out the lack of being able to shut down or stop Saquon Barkley, because that's not going to be the case. We're not going to stop him. We're just going to have to make them pay in the moments. We're going to have turnovers, etc. So, yeah, that's my take on it. 10-10 gaming highlights. He says, we got right now, all signs points to us beating the Eagles. We're ready for anyone. You right. You daggone right. We're ready for anyone. You daggone right. It's our time. Come on, man. All the signs are pointing to it, man. Everything, all the records that we've broken. You know, it's like they said they just posted something on the story, like maybe I think like in 4 days or something like that, or even yesterday. Joe Gibbs, yesterday was the day Joe Gibbs won his Super Bowl in 1991 against Buffalo. Like, all signs points to it. This is the first time we've been in the NFC Championship since 1991. You know, Buffalo has a chance to go back to the Super Bowl for the first time in a while. Like, and Washington as well. Like, come on, all the signs point to it. It's crazy, man. It's just looking like it's right. Like, it has to be us this year. This is our year, man. Cesar Castillo. What's going on, Caesar? Hey, I like that profile picture too, Caesar, man. John Cena, dog, on his retirement tour right now. That's my all-time favorite wrestler right there, man. Who's y'all favorite wrestler of all time? Mine's John Cena, man. I grew up with John Cena, so I always rooted for him, man. Rise above hate. I feel like my favorite Cena, was it purple shirt Cena where he got beat up by the Nexus? Nah, honestly, now I think about it, my favorite Cena was that Rise Above Hate John Cena. Y'all remember that time, if you were wrestler fans back in the day, where he was beefing with Kane? Remember Eve Torrance and Zack Ryder was all there as well. Like, it was the Slammies. I will never forget 2011. It was the Slammies. Mark Henry had just he was on his Hall of Pain tour, his Hall of Pain run, which was outstanding too. He was, basically on a World Heavyweight Championship run. He was knocking everyone out, putting the chair on their knee and breaking their knee or whatever, doing a little jump off the rope like he did it to the Big Show, etc. So many people during that time, and he did it to Kane. But at the time that he did it to Kane, and sorry I'm getting sidetracked on football, but I used to love wrestling back in the day, man. The time that he did it to Kane was regular Kane. Like, he was not masked Kane. He was just regular, big red machine. But he broke his knee. So then he came back on the Slammies a couple months later, and the screen just went black. I was scared as hell. I was on the phone with my friend. I dropped the phone, ran out the room because I was so scared, man. That was the time I used to have nightmares about Kane and the Undertaker, man. But I remember like the screen went black, and I'm like, what the heck? And out of nowhere, you just see fire burst into the ceiling. And then it was Kane, but Kane came out in mask Kane, but not regular mask Kane. He had a black mask over that mask where he walked out, and it was just scary, bro. I was so scared. I ran out the room, and then when it came back, we all thought, obviously since Mark Henry put him out, it was gonna be Mark Henry who he attacks. And long story short, he attacks my man Cena for no reason. Long story short, again, that's just the start of their feud, the Rise Above Hate feud. You know what I'm saying? And then that's where it was just the scariest time ever in my life. But it was such good cinematic. Man, I miss when wrestling was like that. I don't know. I think being a kid plays a huge factor into why it was so good. But like wrestling nowadays can't touch that, man. That was peak right there, bro. Peak wrestling right there. And I'm so sad to see John go, man. But it ain't like he's been full time since a long time. So, hey, man, hopefully they put the title on him one more time before he goes, so he could break the record. At least would he break Ric Flair's record, or would it be a tie between him and Ric Flair, man? But needless to say, I used to love wrestling back in the day, dog. And seeing John go is like the last bit of my childhood, man. That's tough. She Hates Me says, snowing in Texas and LA. Let's go. That's crazy, man. I never thought I would see the day. 1010 says, it's our year one. We finna punch that tick. Come on, let's do it, 1010. 1010 gang highlights. Let's do it. Let's punch that ticket to the bowl, man. We deserve it, man. Says, I like the video. I appreciate you. Thank you. Todd Labor says, what is up, Juan? What is up, Todd? How you feeling on this Wednesday morning? What's down for what's the breakfast this morning, man? Man, guys still ain't eating nothing. Yeah, you guys know on these days when I don't have to be anywhere early in the morning, I typically don't eat after we knock out the morning show. So, what's on the breakfast menu for y'all this morning? HWTC says, I hope none of our players poke the bear and give the Eagles any extra unwarranted motivation. You feel me? Well, again, I have a video dropping at 12 on this, by the way. But man, we're the team that people are giving motivation to. You don't see like Washington players, and again, I agree with you. I hope we're not. But you don't see Washington players saying anything on social media or saying anything outrageous to the media. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that. You see Eagles former players. You don't hear Brian Mitchell. Hopefully, B. Mitch. I'm gonna go out there and say it now. But hopefully, B. Mitch isn't out there doing nothing like that. But B. Mitch is like one of the few alumni that I know that's out there consistently on the radio waves. But you don't see B. Mitch out there like a Seth joining for the Eagles, talking greasy, talking crazy. Now, maybe he is, but I don't see it. So hopefully B. Mitch isn't out there doing that. But you don't see our alumni, our former players, talking greasy on the airways. You know what I'm saying? Giving these Eagles players extra motivation. Because at the end of the day, they're the team that is hosting the NFC Championship. They're the team that been to a Super Bowl in the last 3 years. They're the team that's in the NFC Championship for the second time in the last 3 years. And they are the favorites in this game. So at the end of the day, I agree with you. We better not be giving them no motivation, but I don't think they are. I think they're busy focusing, locking in, and the other team is the ones giving us motivation. She Hates Me says, we're not the squad. Teams give us bulletin board material. HWTC, exactly. They give us the bulletin board material. Says, where's Jahan Dawson? He's over there in Philly. It's over there in Philly, man. Chiefs 42. Chief 42 says, I think we win 32-21. What you think? I would love for that to be the case. 31-21, cool. I would love to blow them out. I would love to have a Lions explosion again, but just with less offense from their point. I would love to destroy the Philadelphia Eagles en route to the Super Bowl. But I'm going to go ahead and say 35-26. 35-26, Washington wins. He says, let's spank Philly. Let's spank Philly, the real Richie. Rio, let's go. Let's spank Philly, man. Let's get it. John Wallace, he says, Angel Reese. Hey, look, I caught you this time. I caught you this time. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to my guys. Angel Reese is from Baltimore. You think she's rooting for us now that the Ravens are out? She's a bandwagon, though, bro. And nothing against that, right? Nothing against that. Well, I ain't gonna call her a bandwagon. I'm not gonna do that. Actually, I take that back because she went to the Ravens game. Was she at the Commanders game this year? Because if she was, then I'd say she's a bandwagon. But if she was just, because I know she posted something on Twitter about Jaden Daniels, you know, after that great game, she just posted like 5. So if she's just showing her support for 5, cool. But like if she's repping both Ravens and Commanders, then that she a little bandwagon. But I don't think she's bandwagoning because I think when we played the Ravens back in week 6, she was ruled for the Ravens. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what Angel Reese does. If that's y'all cup of tea, to see what Angel Reese is interested into. That's not really. I don't really worry about Angel Reese. She you know what I'm saying. She good people. I wish her success in her field. You know what I'm saying. But I don't really worry about, you know what I'm saying, Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying. Caitlin Clark is better. But Dejanay Currington is better. Nah, I'm trolling. But Dewan Boston says my favorite wrestler, The Undertaker. Hey man, shout out to Taker, man. Shout out to Undertaker. Can't go wrong. Undertaker has had like 5 different primes. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, he's had 5 different primes. How many wrestlers could sit up here and say they had 5 different primes? Like the Taker, because you know I'm younger, so the Taker I got was like 2008 and on kind of Taker. That's the Taker that I remember. But even the Taker I got to witness, you can say was prime Taker, because that was the countless back and forth with Triple H at WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels being the special guest referee for one. Like, he had countless title reigns. Rey Mysterio, fighting Rey Mysterio, fighting the Great Khali. Like, Taker is outstanding, man. He's 5 different primes, bro. Todd Labor says my favorite wrestler is Bret Hart and Mick Foley. Oh, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley. What's the last Mick Foley that I'm missing? You got Mick Foley, you got Cactus Jack, and you got Mankind. Yep. Mankind. The Mick Foley I remember is Socko, obviously. You know, Cactus Jack. I don't know what Cactus Jack was really. What was that whole gimmick for? I don't remember that specific gimmick. I know Mankind was the mask and kind of, you know, he still had Socko, but I remember like he was he got thrown off the top of the steel cage by Triple H or by Undertaker. Like, I know those 2 characters specifically. What Cactus Jack was known for, I can't remember off the top of my head. Obviously, they were all played by Mick Foley or, you know, but I can't remember that one off the top of my head. Todd says I did too. I used to watch wrestling. I used to love wrestling, man. Dwan Bostic says my favorite wrestlers is The Undertaker and Kane. See, that's why I love having these little conversations. Like, this is mainly Washington talk, but I love, you know how like last episode we had breakfast talk mixed in with the Washington talk. Now we're having wrestling talk mixed in with the Washington talk. That's what I love. I love to have something mixed in the middle. But wrestling, man, I love it, man. I loved it. I used to love it, man. Undertaker, Kane, Brothers of Destruction, Corporate Kane is what I got as well. Like, when Kane was dressed up in a suit, the Shield. Like, oh man, I miss wrestling, bro. What y'all know about Santino Marella, though? What y'all know about Alberto Del Rio, bro? Like, what y'all know about Sheamus, man? Like, Caesar says we're going to the Super Bowl. Hey, I hope so, man. I hope so. We're 60 minutes. We're 60 minutes away. Bernard says she went to LSU with Foul. Yeah, killed. I don't know how I forgot about that. I forgot she did go to LSU. Because, like, when I think of Jay Dames LSU, I think of Flage. Like, I think of Flage in that interview that they had. Because I know they went to LSU. But, like, I forgot she did. Kill. Makes sense. My fault, Angel Reese, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no bandwagon. She there for JD5 at LSU. Yeah, I forgot about that. We going to the Super Bowl, command. Let's go, man. We 60 minutes away from making it a reality. Let's go. Darnell J says she's rooting for Jade because they know each other. Yeah, I forgot about that. I literally forgot that she went to LSU, bro. I literally forgot. Alante Althridge says, what's up, Juan? What's up, Alante? How you feeling on this morning, man? Todd Labor says, Mankind, Dude Love. Oh, it was 4. Dude Love. Dang. Dude Love. Me Too. It says I'm a Noah Cena guy. I'm a non-Cena guy. John Cena guy. Yeah, me too, man. John Cena. Washington Commanders need to do WWE on Philadelphia Eagles. SmackDown, huh? SmackDown. All right, y'all. So that's the end of the comment section for this episode. I appreciate y'all for commenting and rocking with your boy. Let's go ahead and close out the show by talking about St. Brown and more of Eagles fans talking breezy and crazy. So you got Amon St. Brown. Oh, man. And, again, the thing is, I'm not necessarily too mad that he remembers all the players that were drafted in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Because, obviously, you feel like you're the best player in the draft. You feel like you should be drafted high. I'm pretty sure you ask anybody that's not drafted in the first round, they feel like they probably should have been drafted higher. We get it. We get it, dog. You're the best player, best receiver probably from that draft. We understand. But to continue to keep saying and to continue to keep having that kind of motion, you know what I'm saying? It gets tiring at times. We get the 50 million receivers that were drafted before you. Get over it. You've already got a contract extension. You're on a really good team. You are in a city where they embrace you. Who cares where you were drafted? You think Tom Brady cares? You think Tom Brady has a whole list of all the players that were drafted in front of him? You think Brock Purdy has all the players that were drafted in front of him in his bedroom? Come on, bro. We get it. But at the end of the day, Dyami Brown, he mentioned him in his interview. He said, I think Washington even got a guy by the name of Dyami Brown. And you guys could tell me how many catches he had out there today. I didn't see him much. You know what I'm saying? Talking greasy. And that whole time that he did that, I remember making a video on it. I was waiting for this moment. God said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Commanders. Don't worry about it, Dyami. I got you. He ain't respond back immediately. So it was still looking back like okay, Dyami Brown's just this trash, wide receiver that shouldn't have been drafted over at Amon. You think Dyami forgot about that though? No. The thing is, Dyami ain't had 5 at the time. Dyami ain't have a quarterback at the time. But now that he do, you're seeing the results of Dyami Brown. 2 playoff games in which he goes off and 2 playoff games in which he's a key factor in why Washington was so successful. In the biggest stage of them all. Sure, he didn't perform that season or on this regular season on a consistent basis. But in the biggest time possible, when you need Dyami Brown to be stepping up in the playoffs, what is he doing? He's stepping up huge, I say, in the playoffs. And he had a big game. And after he had his big game versus the versus the Detroit Lions, he went on Instagram and he posted a picture. And the caption said, I forgot his name, but you can tell me. It was a direct shot to Amon St. Brown. And I love it. Drag. Do what you got to do. Because they played with you. They disrespected you, Dyami. They was talking crazy about you, bro. When I made a video a couple months ago, when I was like, man, the Washington Commanders are wasting the potential of Dyami Brown. People was giving me the business in the comment section. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, they're there every day. Clearly, they don't see nothing in him if he's not on the field, etc. And then he comes out in the 2 biggest games of his career and does this, man. Does this. I love it. Love it for DB, man. He deserves it, dog. He deserves it. And it just goes to show you the growth that he's at. It was never the talent for Dyami. We knew Dyami was a top end talent, bro. Excuse me, still morning time. But we know Dyami was a top end talent. We knew that about him. The thing was, can he put it all together? Can he limit the concentration drops? Can he get the opportunities from the coaching staff? Can he be mature? Is he able to handle the success? All the things that come with it. And finally it clicked. It clicked for Dyami. And for Amon to say those words a couple years ago, you can't give a team bulletin board material. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you said it 2 years ago. Get Back don't got a time on it. You know what I'm saying? This couldn't have happened for 3 more years on a different team against y'all. You think he was gonna forget about it? No. So I say that to say, shout out to DB. You know what I'm saying? The Lions in Cancun right now, and hopefully we're on our way to New Orleans, and they could and Amara could watch Dyami on a big stage. I would love for it to be that. I would love for Dyami to have a big game either this week or next week, to where he has to, because he does the podcast with his brother, right? So I would love for it to be the case where Dyami has a big game either this week or in the Super Bowl when we win, and he has to say his name in the Super Bowl or something, because then I know that's gonna be crazy. Because I know he's hurt. He's obviously hurt that he got drafted. That he got drafted behind Dyami. No, so but isn't that crazy? Clearly these GMs didn't think highly of him. Like, that's the thing that he maybe has to accept. Like, maybe, just maybe, like, these players, they didn't draft you for a reason. Not because you're not good or they didn't think you were good, but the Lions passed up on you 2 to 3 times in that draft. We passed up on you. All 31 other teams passed up on you twice before you got drafted. So, like, what's the hurt about? You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. It is currently 9:48 a.m. and we are closing down the ending stretch of Top of the Morning Show. Got about 10-15 minutes left in the tank. So if you guys want to double back and handle the comment section, you can. This is your second time. But actually, let's go ahead and get to it. I like this comment right here. From John Mid-Reno. He says, how do you see us stopping Jalen Carter? Hey, man, that's going to be a tall task. That is going to be a tall task. Sam Cosmi was in there first 2 games, and Sam was even having some issues, to be honest with you. Jalen Carter's a beast. Jalen Carter is a beast, man. And I think you have to have 2 hands on him at all times, though 4 hands on him at all times. I know there's gonna be some situations in which Trent Scott's gonna be asked to block him singly. No one can block him singly. It just, that's what it is. He gives me Aaron Donald vibes from that point. Like, you gotta have 4 hands on him at all times. Shit, even 6. Like, have 2 people blocking him and have a third person chipping him on his way out to block his next assignment. Like, he's that good, man. You gotta treat him as such. You can't allow him to beat you. You know what I'm saying? He's a disruptor of the game. You allow him to get going, man, he's going to get you. And we can't allow that to happen. So I say double teams. I say chip him. You got to. Man, I remember the B-Rob play. Was it that 4th down play where we literally left him unblocked and he blew up the run? Like, you can't have that this week, bro. You can't have that. He's too good. Athletically good, fast, good, uses his hands correctly. Like, he's just that good, bro. And again, it may be kind of like a Saquon Barkley thing where you can't completely shut him down. You may not be able to completely shut him down given the fact that you do have Trenton Scott on him, not Sam Cosmi. So you may not be able to completely shut him down, but the hopes is to limit his impact on the game. Because if you can limit his impact on the game, Washington should be able to be successful. Another thing, since it seemed to be back, run the goddamn ball. Philly's known to get the ball ran on them. Like, they're known to give it up. Kyron Williams just went crazy on him. Granted, yes, he fumbled the ball away, fumbled the game away. We're not talking about the overall game outcome. But Kyron Williams ran the ball all over that defense. You know what I'm saying? Let me actually get the actual stats up here for that game. Kyron Williams, he had 19 carries for 106 yards, averaging 5.6 yards a carry. If we averaging 5.6 yards a carry, I'm telling you that is literally good. That will take that. You know what I'm saying? Josh Jacobs had 18 carries for 81 yards, averaging 4.5 yards a carry. Then we go back to the regular season. I'm going to go to the game in which, let's go with the one in which they, I feel like let's go to that Cowboys game because I think Rico Dowdle had a good game too, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, Rico Dowdle, 23 carries for 104 yards. You know what I'm saying? So this Eagles team is known to give it up on the ground. So that's another way in which you will want to limit the impact of a Jalen Carter is by running the ball. Brian Robinson, hold on to that pill, man. You got to hold on to that pill. Make sure y'all liking up the stream. Shout out to Philip B. Subbing up. We got to hold on to that pill, man. But you may not be able to shut him down, but you could be able to limit his impact, and that's double teams, and that's running the ball, in my opinion. But yeah, man, got a couple more minutes before we get up out of here. Make sure you guys have your last second comments, last second thoughts on this show. It says she hates me. Says a draft pick paying off. Yeah, man, draft pick is paying off. Ron Rivera guy is paying off. The Washington Commanders need to do Jaden Daniels fly like the Superman touchdown. 100, sure. Thumbs up. W. Yes, sir. Let's go, y'all. So we got 9 minutes left before we get up out of here. If you guys have any final comments, questions, concerns, leave it down below in the chat box. I have another live show at 12 or at 2 o'clock. I'm going live at 2 p.m. with two new special guests. They were so kind to have me on their platform twice. So I was like, you know what? Why not return the favor? And, you know what I'm saying? Bring them on my side of town, man, because they were so open to allowing me to come on theirs. At 12:45, I have a video dropping, and then at 8-ish p.m. the hope is to have Rico and Ed on again for it seeming like the superstition tradition kind of a live stream. So hopefully we're able to get that going tonight for you guys. That'll be great. But let's see here. This is Juan. How do you see us stopping Saquon Barkley? You don't stop Saquon Barkley. That's the honest truth about it, man. That's the honest truth. You don't stop Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is going to get his. The hopes is that you just limit his impact on the game because you're not stopping Saquon Barkley. I'm sorry to tell you. I would love to stop Saquon Barkley because, again, like I said early on, we seem to be the only team in which he doesn't consistently go off on us the whole entire game. Yes, the first game, he had a big fourth quarter, but before that, the first 3 quarters, he was bottled up. Then the second game, he had a big first quarter, and then after that, he was bottled up for majority of the game. So we seem to be the only team that can kind of slow him down. We're the only team that's going to see him for a third time this season. So, hey, man, I'm just going in with the mindset of you don't stop him, you just limit his impact because he's going to get his. On the plays in which you got him in the backfield, you got to wrap him up. I say go for the ball every single time. Go for the ball. Try to knock it out. Hopefully he's trying to make a catch out of the backfield and he drops it and it fumbles. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Whoa. Fight for old Dave G. That is insane right there, man. I wish I would have did something like that, dog. Dang. He says on May 31st, I put $100 that the Commanders will win a Super Bowl. $15K if it hits. Man. That is crazy right there, bro. I hope God allows that to happen. Excuse me. I hope God allows it to happen. God, football gods, let my man fight for old Dave G, win $15,000. Dang, I wish I would have thought something like that. I ain't gonna lie. If I would have thought something like that, man, then that'd be like some life-changing money right there. $15,000. You know what you could do with that? So hopefully God allows that to happen for you, man, and hopefully He puts that 15 bands into your pocket, man, because that is tough. Philippi says, I don't think we had Jonathan Allen for both of those games. Oh yeah, true. We didn't have Jonathan Allen, and Jonathan Allen's coming off of his best game, so maybe Jonathan Allen could be some help. But again, John Allen early on in the season, we were getting gashed with him early on, but again, maybe he's different now. Lamar says we stopped him in the second half of the last game. Yes, he can be stopped with the first and second level gap integrity. See, that's the thing, right? I said that. I said the second game we stopped him second half. The first game we bottled up pretty much all entirety until the fourth quarter. The reason why I'm not going to say we can stop him completely is because even though we shut him down in the second half, first half, he put up 100 plus rushing yards, which allowed Philly to get out to that lead, which allowed them to somewhat still be in it, and even though we bottled him up in the second half, he still had a big run that was kind of detrimental that game too. So again, his standards is different though. Like, stopping him is holding him to like 80, 90, 100 yards. That's considered stopping Saquon Barkley. If we being real, Lamar, that's 100 yards for Brian Robinson is a big day. 100 yards for Saquon, 90, 80, 100 yards for Saquon Barkley is like, hey, that's good. And that's really where I'm at with it. Because you're not going to completely shut him down for 4 quarters. You're tripping if you think that's the case. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to get his at some point. It's just the nature of the game. You just got to slow him down. You got to limit it. And that's all I think we're going to do. And I don't think we can sell off for the run as well. I do think we need to have some second level integrity and gaps. So we can't have, 8 in the box, because if he hits through that first wave, it's clipped. So just slow him down. Because at the end of the day, Saquon is their offense. And he can go off. But it may not be enough. Because we got 5. And we got an opportunity, and we're known for scoring at a high clip. So I'm going in with the mindset that Saquon Barkley's still going to go off. And even if he do, I still don't think it's going to be enough to beat us. Honestly. Shout out to Lamar Boas. Dwan Boston says, cry, Eagles cry. Yes, sir. Hopefully Sunday night, or Sunday evening rather, they're going to be crying, Eagles crying, because we need this victory badly, man. We need it badly, man. He says we stopped them in a second. Oh, we already read that one. But yeah, man, 2 minutes left into the top of the morning show. It's been real this morning. I appreciate you guys for stopping by for episode 5. Comment down below right now if I should continue to do the top of the morning shows. And if you're enjoying the shows, if you have any feedback for me, leave it down below in the comments section, because who knows, maybe this could be a thing that gets big one day if I stay at it. But all with you guys' feedback is going to be a big reason as to whether we continue this or we don't. It's all going to be up to how you guys react and respond to this specific program on the channel. Again, today I have another live stream at 2 p.m. with a couple of guests that were so kind for me to have them on their show. And then at 12:45, I have a video dropping. And then tonight, the hopes is to get my guy Rico and Ed on for what's seeming to be the superstition, traditional kind of a live stream right now with the success that Washington is having. So hopefully we get it done, and hopefully we are a team that are going to be going to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1991. What's going on, Pro Tech? Appreciate you for coming by, man. He says, oh yeah, top of the morning versus yes sir. Keep doing it, enjoying it. Yes sir, I already bet that. PSN Commanders Network says Fried Eagles. Okay. Do me a favor, guys. Please do me a favor. It's 43 up in here. 43 y'all in here. Go subscribe to Gotti and Tech, our Commanders collaboration channel. That link is down below in the description. I'm gonna put it down there. Go subscribe to that for great quality Commander content. We just combined our, I like this because that seems to be the new wave, is to have a combined channel. You know what I'm saying? So why not, get my hand into it? So go subscribe to that, man. Do me a favor. It's 43 of y'all in here. So go ahead and subscribe to Gotti and Tech. Y'all won't regret it. Great content coming out on there. But that being said, it is now 10:01. Your man Gotti's going to step to the side, continue to grind, continue to pump out the content. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all morning, whether you're at work, whether you're in the gym, whether you're off for the day. Enjoy your hump day because we're halfway through the week. As always, being boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I want to roll to 9,000 subscribers. See y'all a little bit later. Now, peace.
Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on.